Anti-Afro Svengalis. I want to first say, like I stated before, and I can't state it enough, thank you is never going to be sufficient. But I am saying thank you to everyone who supports this channel, and more specifically, personally supports me as we move through this challenge together, as we continue to thrive, as we focus on our mission on and off YouTube. Thank you very much for everything. I am coming on here to post a response to a video that was sent my way. And the purpose of me responding to this video is because there was a reaction to a community post on AAS community page. Here is the post. I'm going to show it to you right up front. So this responds to a host of a channel that I used to be a moderator at. More so since I left that space, there has been a pattern of people who frequent that page, and they have gradually morphed into this gall squad. I won't say goon squad because it's pretty, it's not formidable in any sense of the word. At any rate, these individuals have gone about leaving messages for me and doing all these different things. For the most part, I have ignored these individuals. However, things started to escalate. And when things started to escalate, I thought it was time for me to respond. And I have been responding. It is always a choice. Now, you all know that we talk and sometimes we will get into the mode of deciding whether or not is this worth it or not. It came to a point where, yes, responses were indeed needed. As you know, I was on the Smokes page and I did an interview. It wasn't planned. And while I was there, these two messages, this is only two of several that came through by this person. This is a person who has accused me of stalking her, although I have hundreds of messages that this person has left me all over YouTube, and frequently finds spaces where I am and leaves comments. This person has also been responsible for sending countless harassing messages to another person here on YouTube whose brother lost his life to suicide. And those messages have taunted this person about her brother's death. This person has sent text messages to this individual and for some reason includes my name. So let me be very clear up front. The channel host, the channel that I used to be a moderator on, and Bernice remains a moderator, has characterized Bernice as a victim. Bernice is no victim. This is very interesting because there have been several live streams that have been run where it has been covered with documentation of Bernice harassing an innocent person, tormenting her over her brother's suicide on YouTube and off YouTube several times. However, you have not said a single solitary thing to any of these men, key men. When are you going to step to these men and chastise and threaten them because they called out Bernice for the bully and the stalker that she is? Are you going to step to the husband whose wife is being tormented? The husband himself has been harassed, not only by Bernice, but somebody else in your chat. Where is your smoke for these men? You don't have smoke for these men, but you think you're going to come and confront me for responding to Bernice's harassing messages to me. This is cowardly and I'm calling you out. You come on and you put out this message with all these threats in it. How in the world are you going to threaten me? You can't threaten me when it comes to my dignity and my self respect. I am first in order to assert that. If someone is making a comment about me, I can make a comment about them. It's called the free speech of the U.S. Constitution, First Amendment. And even if a person said nothing about me, I can say something about them. Umar Johnson isn't saying anything about you, but you're making videos about him. Is there anything wrong with that? No. You get to say what you want to say. I get to say what I want to say. The issue is this. We have audio that was sent to us after you publicly stated that you had moved on. You have not moved on. You have made statements about me that are false and they are slanderous. And you've also made statements about my friend and his wife. I really hope you two have a discussion. What you did is not fair. Nothing was done to you. But again, you have your measuring stick. It's your measuring stick. And I want to make sure it's clear. When did I accuse you of buying emails? These are the people that you listen to. I never said anything of the kind that you bought any emails. But you choose to believe what you want to believe. That's out of my control. This is what I want to say to the host. I have no intention of responding to everything that you said. Some of the things you said were confusing and they frankly don't apply to me. Like something about a relationship. And when you turn off the camera, you don't, engage. I don't hound. Never will. I don't need to do that. If I ever needed to ask someone a question because there was an issue, I did that. But I just want to make sure you're not characterizing me in a manner that is not me. And that is an issue that has come up, people, with those involved with that page. Now, there has been a migration of people to this forum or this page, and they are becoming increasingly hostile towards me and towards my dear friend, Rev G. As of late, there's a person on this page, and yes, I'm going to associate this particular person with this page because it is our belief that the person went there for that very purpose, to get stoked into harassing me and Rev G. So we've had this raging homophobe over there that has been trying to get my attention. I'm not posting a video on this person. I'm going to ignore this person. But this person has left some very sexually offensive commentary about Rev G's sister and his wife. Very clearly, the atmosphere over there. There's a person over there who threatened my life. I had to call the police. And I have to make a point to be sure I identify the state, which is Maryland, because if I don't, you have someone on your page who swears up and down every time I say something, I'm talking about her, and she takes the information and switches it around and morphs it up, and it's a whole big situation. This is a person associated with your page. At any rate, this was a threat that prompted response from law enforcement after they read the content. There is no paranoia. There was no mixing or confusing any of the content. The content was viewed by law enforcement and they responded. Now, we can always say, I am not associated with these individuals when they are not on my page. You can take that approach. But if a person is on your page, they're associated with you. But when I was on the page as a moderator, the rules were different for me. I was impacting a brand based on the things that I said, and where I went, to the point where the host would say, I don't want to call myself AFW. However, the behavior of many people over there involves stalking, hacking into medical records, trying to steal AFW LLC, and as I have indicated, a raging homophobe. That is the host's measuring stick. The host gets to decide. But what I'm not going to do is allow anybody to character hijack me by pretending that I am an outlaw because I am defending my dignity and my self-respect. Now, I'm going to give it to you, host over there. I'm going to give you two things that you said about me. One was meant to be offensive, and it's been adopted by people on your channel. And that term is haughty. Yeah, haughty. And I'm going to own that statement. It's a disposition that I assume when the treatment coming my way is disrespectful, abusive, and in disregard. I assume a haughty disposition, aka I will not acquiesce to any enemy. You had better believe I am filled with disdain and I recoil. I don't want to be around people who are disrespectful to me. So I'm going to own that term, haughty. Although I know it was not a positive intent, I'm going to accept it. I'll give it to you. The other term you applied to me, and you've done this before, throughout the time that I've known you, subliminal. I absolutely will own subliminal. I'll own subliminal before I own the F word used in a chat against me. So my response is subliminal. So you would prefer the F word being used on a moderator by another moderator rather than subliminal. That's your choice. That's your measuring stick. I'm not going to relinquish subliminal. Look what's happening around here in these YouTube streets. The explosion that occurred recently. If you are not aware of it, I want to give you a little piece of it. So just stay tuned and I will return.
Women, just go ahead. What's the thing you're saying I betrayed women about? Just spill it out. What did I do to betray women?
Oh, okay. Directly to the point. Because Bernice. Oh, I will, sweetheart. I will. Relax. Because you went against Bernice after she had her interview. And just because she did not get along with Spotter and Slander and whoever, you went against her in a video.
That's a lie. I said she was going against all types of women and men. So you're just lying now to fit your little name.
Oh, no, it's in your video. It's in your video, sweetheart. What am I lying about?
No, I criticized beautiful Bernice for saying she hated a whole bunch of other people. I've answered your question. Your premise is wrong.
You lying, sweetheart. Damn, we got the video recorded. What are you talking about?
Okay, then go send somebody a timestamp. I told you that's not what happened. I'm not about to go back.
Oh, that's not what. That's what. Okay,
that's not what happened. I'm saying it's
so why are you lying now? Because you said she was fat and ugly, and so you was fat and ugly too. But just because somebody calls you fat and ugly, you don't have to like beef with them or anything. And then
what the fuck are you talking about? I said I'm fat and ugly, so that means I was attacking the women for the men. Are you making sense?
No, sweetheart. Don't. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Don't miss my words.
No, I don't.
You know exactly. Yes, you do. Don't try to switch up my words because you heard exactly what I said.
I agree. Look, you're not no threat to me. I don't know reason to lie. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't give a fuck if I'm a threat or not, bitch. Hold the fuck up.
Lying about
because you said that's a fucking lying on shit. You did a video of beautiful Bernice.
I said beautiful Bernice is fat.
Okay, Jesus. Y'all, I put them both on mute. This is not the way it was explained to me.
And then when she gets this heat back in return, she doesn't know how to deal with it. Now, I asked my
What?
question.
You're saying shit that doesn't make any sense. Will you mute this one?
No, I'm saying shit that makes perfect sense.
Okay, I'm meeting both of y'all, and I just
This
really
was
need.
supposed to be about me. This was supposed to be about me, not
Yes,
Gloria.
it was supposed to be about you, but you started bringing up other people.
No. If you don't want to know about what I want to talk about, fine. That's fine. But I'm sitting here listening to Gloria lie about what I've said, and you letting her go on minutes talking about this.
Hold on.
I did not only go after beautiful Bernice for attacking women. That is some shit Gloria made up in her head to justify and attack.
No, she did not. You did say that. You did say, she is big and fat and ugly. That's a fact. You did say that.
I said I was fat and ugly. How was that going against women in favor of men?
You did attack me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
She felt attacked.
That's how
you want to get these on people she didn't develop and she didn't like. So how you coming up here?
Okay, I need it one at a time.
Just like what you called me.
I need it one at a time.
Just like you called me, you sick, ugly bitch.
Yeah. What does that have to do with the men? What does that have to do with me choosing men over you?
Y'all are just inventing a dumbass narrative. You're fucking thirsty. You need to stop it. You're not going to take your fucking ass home and control yourself. That's what it is. What you say?
Oh my God.
You don't know that you're old and fat.
And if you want to try to play nice with sometimes, you want to fuck sometimes, but you still want to say you're in a relationship with Nikki. Fuck out of here. It's the same damn behavior. It's the same damn behavior.
You can say that's wrong, but you want to hear it.
You're old and fat. That has nothing to do with the men.
If they're fat, that's what bitches.
You went up against another female because you did not like the fact that she was talking about the guys that you were cool with. That's the whole fucking point.
I'm pressing these damn buttons
and I never said anybody yet I hated in the fucking video.
Yes, you did say a bunch of people you hated, and you are old and fat, bitch.
And
you are old and fat. You said you hated a lot of people, and you old and fat, bitch. So what?
Picking out where I said I hated anyone. Picking out where I said I
you hated a bunch of people, and I don't care enough to go look you old fat.
She said she wasn't fucking with people.
I don't care. You are old fat, bitch. Get over it.
I'm not old, and I'm not fat, bitch.
How did you unmute yourself?
I pressed the button, my love. I pressed.
Okay, I need all y'all to be beautiful right now.
You take a whack ass, get the fuck out the sector. Nobody like
Bernice, please. I'm just gonna remove you for right now.
Hey, let me see
I'll bring you back.
Why are you letting them disrespect me? If you didn't want it to go this way, why are you letting bitches come up here talking about all this irrelevant shit? You're not doing me no favor. I told you I didn't need you to do this show for me. You asked me to come up here. If you ain't want me up here to speak, you shouldn't have let me up here. You ain't doing me no motherfucking favors. Fuck this sector and fuck this show. I don't give a fuck. I did not go after beautiful Bernice behind no motherfucking men. And every goofy bitch coming up here because I said some shit about her 2 months ago, trying to make it about me betraying women. Fuck every one of y'all bitches. No, it wasn't. I didn't purposely betray women. I don't give a fuck about your sector. Nah, I don't appreciate how this whole
fuck
shit.
You, Carrie Ann, you wrong. You've been wrong since day one.
I'm not wrong.
You want to give your opinion about everything and don't care about nobody else's feelings.
Well, what the fuck?
And you did that. You did that to Bernice. You did that about Gloriana's situation. You did that about Scarlett. You did that about Stargate. And you did it to your fucking friend, Nikki Proctor Walden.
What about her?
I can't make any concession for you anymore. I'm being too fucking nice to you. And your goddamn mental illness cannot be used as an excuse. Fuck. Jesus be offense. God damn. Don't make no damn sense. Gloria, just come back, because I'm going to need a minute, please, because I don't want to go off on you or beautiful Bernice, because this is so fucking frustrating.
Every single person that you heard is on that channel. Some are moderators, some are not. Correction, one person was briefly on your channel. The rest remain on your channel. How dare you judge me when you're dealing with people like this? You have no right to judge me. This is my dignity. This is my self-respect. I am first in line to defend it. If that is so your preference, that is your preference. But I will not be a part of any process where you hijack my character and try to switch things around as if I am the villain when you know good and well for the better part of 4 years I was silent. You don't have a right to tell me I am void of any process accessible by which I defend myself. You defend yourself, I get to defend myself. Now, let me say something else. I never considered any of these people that we just heard part of you. I have not considered them, but you have. It's your measuring stick. It's your channel. Those are your rules. And you had a whole separate category of rules for me and a whole separate category of non-rules for other people. That was obvious. It was obvious to people from the outside what was going on. But again, it is your channel, it is your measuring stick. Don't pretend that I never came to you in effort to resolve these issues, because I did. You simply decided not to take any action. And for me, I do not and I will not remain in a space where I am not respected or protected. I am not like these females that you've seen running around YouTube hollering and screaming, I'm not protected, you must protect me. No, I'm not making demands. When I brought these issues to your attention, I simply told you what the issues were. The expectation was that you be fair, not that you take a side, but you didn't do anything about it. I left. I was fed up with that. I was not going to remain in a space where I am disrespected and non-protected. That is my legacy. That is how I was brought up. I will never stay in a space where I am not protected and respected. And here's the clue. I want to give this message to women out there. Don't expect protection and respect where it's not there. You're not going to get it. You need to leave and go to a space where it's there, where there's an instinct about the men to protect you. And I am not, let's make it clear, laying any blame on any men out there. So don't take it that way. As far as these situations that have occurred recently, I'm not holding any man at fault for whatever reason. Whatever reason. You're not getting it in a space that you're expecting it. Leave the space. You cannot force someone to respect you or protect you. That's just it. It's not a judgment on any man out there, because I know there's been some flack. Oh my God, they're not protecting us. To the women, go elsewhere to get it. If it's not there, you can't force it. Just like the situation I'm talking about at this channel. I sat back and I observed, I watched, and I realized you were not going to do what I expected, what I need to have in order to remain in a space. It's as simple as that. So a big deal was made about this. So here we are. It's a course of 2 years where they worked on you to finally achieve what they wanted. They wanted me out of there. This is very interesting because this is the exact same thing this same group of females did in another space. And we have another female there, who shall remain nameless at this point because it's not about this person, has wreaked havoc in other spaces. Again, this is this channel's host measuring stick. I very well could have, after I left, I could have come back. I could have groveled. I could have begged. I could have done all kinds of things and say, hey, I'm back. Let's do this. Let's do that. That was my choice not to do that. My choice. But what happens now? Where I go on YouTube, you have people from this channel who like to follow me and harass me. When I was in the Smokes live stream, this person, Bernice, who loves to go around and tell the world that I'm bullying her, has left hundreds of messages for me before I even responded to her. And what does she do? She shows up in the Smokes live stream and leaves me messages. The people on that video making the statements that I'm not that kind of person, like, hell, what you saw or what you heard on that video is exactly who these people are. Repeating, I never said ever that you bought emails. What I stated is that you publicly declared to be moving on from me. But what you moved on to is charging people $4.99 to hear you rage at me and Rev G. Continuously, persistently being gassed up by people who don't give a damn about your health, safety, and welfare. That's what I stated. And while you do this, you're up here demanding that I be silent. It is no different than what occurred when I was a moderator on your channel. I'll take Subliminal any day of the week, rather than what you heard on that tape. And if that's not something that you think suits your fancy, it doesn't suit your fancy. I'm no longer in your space. What is the reason that all these people can't seem to find anything else better to do but to follow me around YouTube and leave all these messages for me, although I've said nothing about them? And then you come on here and tell me you think you can restrict my freedom of speech? You can't restrict my freedom of speech. And let's get to the community page. So what you're telling me is, not only am I looking at your community page and I am considering what you're writing is being directed towards me, and you slap my hand for that. You've made a conclusion. You have drawn a conclusion that I say and I feel and I think every message you're leaving there is for me. How dare I, right? Then here goes over to my community page. Then you're over here telling me, AAS, I'm reading the comments on your community page. These comments are subliminal messages to me. And stop it, AAS. Stop writing subliminal messages to me. This is what you're telling me. This is what you're saying. You're trying to tell me what I can think, what I am thinking, what I can write, and who it's directed to. That's exactly what you're doing. You are trying to tell me what I can do on the community page, that's my channel, and you're telling me what to think about the community page on your channel. Something is amiss here. Let's not forget, this is YouTube's domain. I am not violating any community guidelines. How is it that you can dictate to me what I should be doing here on YouTube? It's improper. It's outrageous. You are the one running these panels, making all of these statements about me. I am not running any live streams about you. I am not initiating the conversations out here in the open about you. You are doing that to me, and you're doing it to my friend. That's what's happening. So I wrote that community note or that page for a specific reason. You're making it simplistic about me claiming I have an issue because you made this person a moderator. Please, that is not even the issue. That is not the issue. The issue is the conduct. And I made a response to the conduct, and I said what I stated. Someone who is engaging in this type of behavior is a public relations nightmare. I have a right to say that. I have a right. This is what has been said about me. You cannot tell me what I can be saying about something that pertains to me. I do not care who it is. You cannot threaten me with anything. It is my dignity. It is my self-respect. I take the lead. Do whatever you want to do with whatever. It will not run me off the internet. Even if you have me shaking and shivering every bone and molecule, it will not stop me from standing up for my dignity and self-respect. That is my exclusive responsibility. Do not character hijack me. Do not assign behaviors to me that simply did not occur. I have a right to speak up, and I will. So as far as the leave me alone, you are the one who is making these videos. We are the one receiving all of this audio of you making these statements. You are the one who was talking about me, leading a group of people to make statements about me that are completely false, totally false. You can have your opinion all day long, but so can I. And that's the part that bothers you. You want to be able to say what you want to say, but you don't want any response to it? How? How do you reconcile that? You can't reconcile that. You can't control what other people have a right to say. And this is what it comes down to. Again, I never came to you and said, hey, I left your channel and I want to come back and this. Why would I do that? The people in your chat are hostile towards me. They're hostile towards my friend. They're using you. That's what they're doing. I'm giving you my very strong opinion. There is one person there who wants me to make a video about him. I'm not going to make a video about him. So these people are clamoring to your channel, hoping you will say something about me so they have content to take over to their channel. Fine. You can give them the content. I am not recording a video on this person who thinks he has a right to speculate about my friend's sister and her sexual behaviors or orientation. And he has a right to speculate about my friend and his wife and whether they use butt plugs. These are the people on your channel. The people that come to AAS channel don't engage in those behaviors. They primarily go to spaces where there is protection and respect. They stay away from the pages where we know we are not going to get that. There's very few places that I go. And you have something to say about that on the way out the door after you said you are going to leave me alone. And you went out the door mentioning someone's name who you know was going to make 40 videos based on what you stated. So you still have comments about my content. You still have comments about where I'm going. Well, I want to tell you this. Someone taking the lead to broker an agreement to pursue harmony is not a sin. There is nothing wrong with that, but you're making it a sin. There were overtures made. I'm not going to say who made the overtures. And there was discussion over time. Is there anything wrong with that? No. That's a resolution. Nobody compromised their morals. And if they did, why would it be a concern to you? And it's worked out very well. But you want to crap on that too by complaining that I'm over at this channel. And then you're criticizing me because I'm responding to something people are saying about me. Tell me that makes sense. You get to freely respond to anybody who says something about you. But you say, I can't do that. Where in the world is this logical? It's not logical. And in parting, I want to tell you this. You mentioned this comment about, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to do all these things, and you rattled off a bunch of things. If you can consider getting a scale, look at that scale. Look at the balance of the scale when it comes to who listened to who over the course of time that we have known each other. So if you give me a chip on my side that I didn't listen to you today or yesterday, is that scale going to move at all? Where's the weight on that scale? Is that going to tip over to my side? We know the answer to that question. Why would it matter if I didn't listen to you? The scale is not going to move. It's not going to dip in my favor. What difference does it make? It makes no difference. So if you don't want me talking about you, don't talk about me. But let's make it clear. The people in your chat are not you. They, them. If anybody says anything about me, I have a right to respond. For God's sake, they're saying things about me when I have nothing to say about them. I will speak when I want to speak. I will not be silenced. There is no threat. There is no fear. There is nothing. There is no barrier in the way of me. This is me taking the lead when it comes to my dignity and self-respect. And you cannot navigate that. That's for me to decide. So if you're really serious about finally doing what you said you would do, moving on, you would do just that. You wouldn't be talking about me in these chats. You wouldn't be doing any of that. You're using whatever you call those sneak panels to rage against me. Have you ever thought that it is incredibly stressful for people to hear you say those things about me and my friend? Did you ever stop to think that the mere thought of asking you to stop is unbearable? But people want it stopped. Do what you ever want to do. Go ahead and keep doing it. But what you can't tell me is that I can't comment about the things you say about me. That's all I have to say. I am a free, roaming, thinking person. I get to decide what I do here on YouTube. If you want to send a copyright strike to something, send a copyright strike. Strike a channel down. Guess what? I'll be able to make another channel. That's not going to stop me from saying what I want to say, what I need to say, what I should have said a long time ago. Now, for those of you who have supported me, I thank you immensely for all of your support, all your assistance, and your concern that you expressed about me personally. Thank you will never be enough. You know there's more to come. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.